the Palace of Culture and Science here in Warsaw, my favorite building in whole Poland. Today, we're gonna get to know a little bit more about this iconic structure. We're gonna go inside and we're gonna discover it together. Boom! Boom! Cześć ludzie! What's up people? Hola, JT here. Welcome to another episode. Here it is, my absolute most favorite building in Poland, the Pałac Kultury in Nauki. By the way, started its whole building process in the year 1953, but the name of this building, as you can see right there, majestic as it looks, was not the Pałac Kultury Nauki. It was initially Pałac Kultury Nauki imienia Józefa Stalina. So this building, as iconic as it is, used to be 100% dedicated to Stalin. Of course, it was built by the Soviets as a gift to Poland from the USSR. It was also the brainchild, the design child of the architect, same architect that built the famous Seven Sisters back in Moscow. The architecture of the building is done in what is called a Art Deco style. In New York City, for example, there was a period where this style of architecture and design was very famous. For example, the Empire State Building or the Chrysler Building have this same kind of like structural design, which, by the way, I totally love. It's one of my favorite designs or architectural styles. As you can see, the grounds of the palace are being heavily renovated. So I guess we're gonna have to come some other time to give you the really beautiful shots, but that is not gonna deter us from recording our amazing episode and finding out what is inside this building, this amazing structure that is extremely controversial. The Palace of Culture and Science is still to this day the second tallest building in Warsaw and in the whole Poland, only second to the Warsaw Tower, which I'll show you once we go all the way up. There's an observation deck on the 30th floor that we are gonna go and see right up there. You can see the whole city of Warsaw. We can see here in the name that it just says Pałac Kultury Nauki, but at some point in history, there was the name of Joseph Stalin somewhere up there. It's also interesting to see that at the entrance of the Palace of Culture, you have these big statues. There's one right here, one on the other side, of the very famous Polish poet Adam Mickiewicz. And on the other side, we have a statue of Nicholas Copernicus, all in honor, of course, of the building that has precisely the name of the two areas, culture and science. We have to try to go inside now. Over there's a Teatr Studio. On the other side is the Dramatyczny Teatr. We're gonna go inside to go all the way up. Also, we have to go into the Technik Museum, which is also hosted in here. The Palace of Culture and Science has pool, has theaters, has concert hall, many different things. When you enter through the main gate, this is what awaits for you. Look at this floor. This floor has been here, of course, at this point for almost 70 years, right? In true Polish fashion, everything has been modernized, keeping that nice juxtaposition of old and new. This is the shortening of the name, right? Pałac Kultury i Nauki. But here in Poland, it's lovingly referred to as PKIN, right? Or PKIN, yeah? Which is Beijing in Polish. So most Poles call this building Beijing. Over here we have Poziom 1, so level 1. Look at this amazing floor. I think this is marble. I'm trying to give you guys a tour of this place, because if you've never been in here, either as a tourist or as a Polish person, then you're gonna live the experience with me. I think we have to buy a ticket to go up to the observation deck. It's gonna be cool. Been here many times, and every time it's a lovely experience. Have some coffee places over here. Sala Murmurowa and Panorama. Okay. Bistro. Look at those chandeliers. Amazing. And of course, the walls, pure marble. You can feel the history in them. Dziękuję. Do widzenia. This is the ticket to go to the Taras Widoki. Dzień dobry. Tutaj, tak? Kod. No, już. Dziękuję bardzo. If any of you have been to the Empire State Building, you will realize that this really does look very similar to the Empire State Building. Empire State Building has, if I remember correctly, I haven't been there like more than a decade, it has some doors with the building silhouette. Very cool. We're gonna enter the elevator, and here it says number 30. First time ever that I am by myself, right here. Okay, so when you exit the elevators, right there, by the way, look how fast they go down. Look. Another amazing ceiling right here that mirrors, not only, this is the cool part, look, you see that? But then if you go down, look at the floor. That is pretty epic, isn't it? What is waiting for us here on the 30th floor? Big, tall ceilings. Look at this, guys. Isn't this an amazing view? This is the main entrance, right? I guess the main facade of the building. Right there is the Museum of Modern Art in Warsaw. Right there is the Stadion Narodowy for all you football fans or just basically any event, big bands. I went to see Metallica there, of course, a couple times. People, of course, leave some stuff here. Some the kids, I guess, are leaving stuff. Let's see what we see. Okay, Dominic, you're here. What else? Tomek and Natalka. Oh, Tomek and Natalka, I wish you guys the best. A lot of love. Tylko Lech, Poznan. The same style that we see many bridges in Europe. People hang locks. I guess this is locks of love or something, right? Oh, it's very windy. I'm trying to cover the mic. Here we have the other face of the building. To be honest, this one is my favorite. Whenever I'm driving on this street and I look towards this direction, I love the view. It's literally one of my favorites. Especially you have this fountain over here. An interesting fact to know is that in the year 1955, when this opened up, these cages were not here. They were installed after 8 people committed suicide. A French person and 7 Poles jumped exactly from this area. And of course, these were installed to protect the life of its citizens. Right here is the Warsaw Tower, and it's literally the tallest building in Poland. Only building that is taller than the actual building where we're at right now. This right here is Złote Tarasy. It's a whole series of buildings and, of course, shopping center. And then next to it is Warszawa Centralna. That corner over here, this is where people get out of the Centralna and then they turn and they see the Palace of Culture like this. I wonder how many thousands or hundreds of thousands of photos have been taken of this place from up there. As a matter of fact, someone might be taking a photo right now. Let me go like this. Yeah. This building doesn't really go without its heavy share of criticism, of course, even to a political level. There are politicians, for example, during the governing period of the PiS political party, they were of the opinion that this building should have been demolished because, of course, what it represents, and kind of like still the fact that it stands here is kind of a little bit of an insult to Polish people and to the country, given that it was a gift from the Soviets and kind of like dedicated to Stalin mostly. But in my opinion, you know, obviously you can tell me whatever it is that you think in the comments. I like that it's here because it's history and it's part of Polish history. And if we erase the history, then we are bound to repeat it, they say. And it's an emblematic part of this city, I guess, in this country. What would they build here if they demolish it? I don't know. What could stand here instead of the Palace of Culture? We got back into the elevator because we're gonna go to the 6th floor to see the theater, okay? This could be the theater, and we go down here. Nice wooden floors. My in-laws have this floor. Good quality stuff. I think we got it. What is this? I thought this was a real lady standing there. Yes, I think this is the main entrance to the theater. Well, where do I enter? I want to go inside. Oh, look, they have like a thing here for when you're famous. See? There you go. We're walking the carpet. I think it's closed, guys. What is this? Teatr Studio? I think it's called Teatr Studio. I saw that right here, there is like a dining room. Where people, I guess, can come and buy some food. Let's see what type of food do they have. A lot of Polish food. Okay, so we just got out from the observation deck and let's go over here to the Teatr Studio. Let's see what is there. As a matter of fact, I've never been here, so I have no idea what is there. Let's go and see what else you can find in this amazing building, guys. Look at that. What do you think? Should it be demolished or not? Like, honestly. So this is the studio, another cool building. I guess they do some sort of concerts here or something because they have some lighting mounted up there. Maybe some sort of like kino or something. Look at the stairs. Cool now. Marble stairs. We have some sort of timeline here of the theater. Oh, okay, I guess that's the timeline. I don't know what else I could find all the way up there, but again, we are discovering this place together. Might as well come and see what's in here, no? What is this place? Wow, majestic. Do I sound like one of those? Dzień dobry. To jest biuro. Przepraszam, nie, szukałem teatr.
Jesteśmy tu jest teatr, tak.
Tam.
A czego pan szuka dokładnie?
Tylko nagrywam film na YouTubie. Nic.
Dobra.
Nieważne. Okay, so I guess it's closed. Can I show you guys, right? You have to be careful, of course, going into premises that are not open at the moment, but we tried. You guys got to see these cool looking stairs. Sometimes, guys, you want to reach a certain destination and you're focused on reaching the destination, but the journey there will give you so many interesting things, and sometimes even more interesting than the things that you can find at the actual destination. Again, right here outside on the facade of the building, you can see some of all the other statues that they all have importance and significance. Also, let me show you guys something interesting. Hopefully we can see it because we are kind of like against the sun right here. But if I zoom in pretty close, you see that there's a clock. You see? There's a clock right there. And that means that for a brief period of, I believe, a couple of years, maybe, I don't know exactly, but it made this the tallest clock tower in the world. Now let's find our way to the Museum Techniki, Muzeum Techniki. I've been there once when I came to Warsaw the very first time in 2012, and I haven't visited since, so I'm excited to see what we're gonna find there because I love this type of museums. Okay, so here we have the Sala Kongresowa, right? We have the Klub Muzyczny right there, and let me give you a little bit of interesting information. This hall has seen some performances of very notable acts. Like, for instance, right here in the year 1967, it was the very first time that a rock international group from the West presented itself behind the Iron Curtain, and it was the Rolling Stones. And here we are in front of the Muzeum Techniki, and we're gonna go inside and see what awaits us. And I wonder what's the price. It says here, Museum Techniki. And here we go, guys. So when you enter, this is kind of like what we see. I mean, technically speaking, you enter through that hall here, but very quickly you go into this room. And it has this, one of the earlier models of, I guess, kind of like what the Wright brothers created. Screens telling you a little bit about the physics, of course, in both languages, in Polish and English. But if you go into this, this is the Miele washing machine. Look at that Miele. Full-on washing machine. Oh, look at the bicycle in the back. And this is a chopper from back during World War II. Look at this interesting juxtaposition comparison. This is a string drill, and this is the column drill. These are notable scientists, Polish scientists, and like their inventions. So you can see the museum's very well taken care of. Clean, of course, as a museum, but still clean, very well laid out. Again, modern. You can select languages. Look at this. This is Maximilian Faktorowicz. So he is the inventor of Max Factor, I guess. No, exactly. Look at the early examples. I don't know if you guys knew this, but the very famous watch brand, Patek Philippe. Patek was Polish. Antoni Norbert Patek. And those clocks must cost a fortune. Narodowe Muzeum Techniki, Warszawie. By the way, the place has been completely renovated from when I was here last in 2012. Like, totally different, bigger, way more expositions, like night and day difference. It was already cool back then, but now it's like highly recommended. Look at this. This whole section right here is very interesting because it has computers. The infamous Apple II computer. So we entered what could be my favorite part so far of the museum. I'm a space fanatic. Anything about astronomy, astrophysics. Look at this. Okay guys, we finished the tour of the museum. What an interesting and cool looking museum. A lot of expositions, like honestly, completely blew my mind because again, when I was here last, it did not look like this. And it's like really, really worth it. If you have children, bring them here. By yourself, if you're visiting Warsaw, come and check it out. A lot of interesting things. So 10 out of 10 for me. Boom! That's all guys, that's the end of this episode. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed this episode, this amazing building. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think? What do you think about it? If you live in Warsaw and you have never been here, you must come. If you have already been, but it's been years, again, come. There are new things that probably have escaped you or are entirely new. As you saw in some of my shots, they're still renovating some things, so I would guess that in the next year it's gonna look even better. Guys, see you on another episode and stay tuned.